I remember hearing the word resilience for the first time, or at least in my memory, when we were just first starting out in the pandemic. I was just winding down my time as a Latter-day Saint missionary in Henderson, Nevada, and a church leader in a talk online encouraged us to build our resilience. But at the time, I thought it just meant to increase our ability to grit our teeth, push through adversity, and just put our head down and just bear through it. But it honestly made the last couple of months of my mission just that much more difficult and gloomy. I think that's part of it, though, but not all of it. Part of resilience is endurance. But I think that the bulk of what it means to be resilient is how we choose to respond to the adversity. It goes so far beyond just putting our head down and waiting for the clock to run out or waiting for the bell to ring. I heard a quote recently, and I have to admit I don't remember who said it. I forgot to write it down. But the paraphrase of it is that resiliency is not gritting your teeth. It is healing the suffering and moving forward through it, or moving forward through the pain. In short, it's action. It's being proactive about what's causing your pain and doing everything in your power to move through it. You have the capacity to take action in your pain and eliminate the suffering. But what is the difference between pain and suffering, by the way? There's that old adage that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Look, we all know that going through an injury is painful. Not just physically, but emotionally. And I bet a lot of you would agree that that emotional pain of missing out on gigs, auditions, performances, whatever it is often more painful than the physical aspect of the injury. But we can choose what emotions we associate with that pain. We can choose how we respond and how we interpret those emotions, how we interpret that pain. The actual definition of suffering is, quote, the interpretation and emotional response to pain, including thoughts, beliefs, and judgments about that pain. And that definition comes thanks to the National Institute of Health, by the way. For example, you stub your toe, your brain sends a signal. Ouch. Maybe a few 4-letter words in there, depending on what kind of day you've been having too. But suffering, the interpretation of that pain is, why does this always happen to me? It's just my luck. I guess I'm just destined to be a toe stubber the rest of my life. Obviously, I'm kidding around a little bit just to make a point. But if we're all being brutally honest with ourselves, could we draw some parallels between what I just said and how we have all taken meaning from our injury? Resiliency is allowing ourselves to feel the pain, but choose the meaning, and then move forward with that. It's not happy-go-lucky. It's not this Pollyannish optimism. It's determination, a mental muscle that we build as we face the challenges that life throws at us. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Trust the Process, the official podcast of Musician Unchained, the newest coaching program dedicated to helping musicians navigate and overcome injury. But before you go, I have a few quick ways you can stay connected and support our growing community. First of all, I'd love to hear from you. Shoot me a text with the link below and share your thoughts, questions, or just say hi. You can also check the show out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We also would love to see you in our Facebook support group, Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. If you found value in today's episode, consider making a donation to support our mission of empowering musicians worldwide. Every contribution helps us create more content and resources for you. So visit link number 2 below to support the mission. If you decide to donate, I'll send you my newest resource, the Injured Musician Toolkit, which is an ebook designed to give you tools to help you get through your injury. Subscribe to our newsletter to get exclusive insights, tips, sneak previews of episodes, and announcements straight to your inbox. Act now and I will send you a free gift. So sign up at www.musicianunchained.com/newsletter. And if you or someone you know would like to go deeper with me in the topics of injury and mindset, head over back to musicianunchained.com and check out the Let's Hang tab. As always, I want to thank Daniel Baldwin, my audio engineer, and my sister Dana Lovell for her help with the promotional materials. There is no podcast without them. But before I go, I want to tell you how much I deeply appreciate your time and support. You are not alone on this journey. There are musicians and educators out there who need this resource, and we need to get it to them. Together, we are breaking the chain of old habits and thought patterns that don't serve us anymore, and unchaining the potential within ourselves to face each challenge with strength and resilience. So, as I always say, keep on keeping on, and keep trusting the process. Until next time.